Ladies and gentlemen, we were to meet today on the presentation of the biennium budget to the legislature. I have a release here and, of course, the budget, and it's available to everybody, and I want to indicate that we will take this up in a couple of days when it's appropriate. At 12:01 today, Hawaii time, Senator Daniel K. Inouye passed away. Irene and his son Ken were there. This Keikioka Aina, this child of Hawaii, has left us with a legacy I suspect we will never see again. A legacy of honor and service to the people of Hawaii, to the people of this nation, without parallel. I suspect that the people of Hawaii, while we may have known that time and fate would decree this taking place, that he would not be with us forever, that nonetheless the actuality and the reality is about to set in. He made clear to me in a communication to me of his love and affection for us all. He said, I represented the people of Hawaii in this nation honestly and to the best of my ability. I think I did okay. I'm sure we all believe he did okay. And so our duty and obligation and responsibility now is to not just carry on, but to carry through on his total devotion and commitment to Hawaii and its values. I've had the opportunity to speak with Irene just prior to coming before you. She expressed her love and affection for all of us, and she asked for the opportunity to prepare for all of us to say our goodbyes, to give our aloha and send our aloha and our best thoughts, as the Reverend Abraham Akaka used to remind us in times of grief, that we send our best thoughts to one another as a way of extending ourselves to each other in the spirit of aloha, which was the request of the senator. As to what will take place with regard to the days to come and what is to transpire with regard to the senator's passing, all in good time. All in good time. Right now, I think that Irene has expressed the thought that I have, that I'm sure all of you have, that it is time now for us to prepare for and to say our goodbyes. Everything else will take its place in good order. I'll be happy to take any questions if you have them, or to comment on any observations that you might want to make to the best of my ability.
Governor, you mentioned a communication that he made to you in
Yes.
those words. When was that, and what was the context?
I received it today. It was personally delivered to me.
He made those words?
No, within the last couple of days. It was then delivered to me personally. I cannot speak and will not speak for the family, but I believe it's important for everyone to know that the senator's thoughts and words were lucid and right up, available to us right up until the very last minute. It was not his faculties that were impaired at all. It's just that physically he gave everything. We have to remember that this is a Medal of Honor winner who received grievous wounds that others never survived. He always took it as a matter of obligation, that having survived when others didn't make it, and men like Senator Bob Dole and Daniel Inouye were given the gift of life that was denied others, that he was totally and completely devoted to making sure that he honored what fate had allowed him in terms of time on this earth. And I'm certain that he would want you to know that his thoughts and actions right up until the very last were for Hawaii. And so he made certain that I was communicated with, and that I understood that he was prepared to, as he put it, not be able to complete his term as senator, and asked us all then to just, he wanted to acknowledge to all of us, as I read to you, I represented the people of Hawaii and this nation honestly and to the best of my ability. I think I did okay. My understanding is that his very last word was aloha.
Governor, last week we were doing stories, obviously, about his hospitalization. But
Yes.
It seemed like he was going to be fine. He even made the statement that
Yes.
he's mostly okay. You did as well.
Yes.
He expected a release of the hospital.
Yes.
When did you know
He
we're not as well as we thought?
last night. I really don't want to comment further. I think you need to speak to the folks at Walter Reed and it. But my understanding is that while his faculties were entirely intact, physically he began to shut down. No, what that constitutes, honestly, I'm not the person to answer.
When was the last time you personally talked to him?
Time out. Yes.
When was the last time you personally talked to him?
We talked all the time, so just before he left to go back to Washington.
Governor, in keeping with Reverend Abraham Akaka's words,
Yes.
saying good thoughts, what is your favorite Senator Daniel Inouye story?
Oh. It's not so much a favorite story. I never expected, had no idea that I would ever be governor. The idea that at some point, after the first political action I ever took in Hawaii in the fall of 1959 to help elect Dan Inouye to the House of Representatives, would result one day in a message on my cell phone that I have now, that I've kept all this time, congratulating me on becoming governor and offering to me the sense of partnership that I enjoyed for 20 years as a team member on Dan Inouye's team, with him as our captain, and him assuring me that he would always be there for me as governor and in the tasks that I would have to undertake. That confident voice, there'll never be, not only will there never be another Dan Inouye, there'll never be anyone, when Dan Inouye spoke, by God, you knew it was a member of the United States Senate. You knew it was one of the leaders. I don't suppose that there's any such thing as the voice of God, but I have an idea if God had to pick somebody to speak for him, it would have been Dan Inouye. And that voice now, it was so uplifting for me. It was so encouraging and supportive for me that I recalled all the way back to 1959 when he first went to the House of Representatives and then subsequent was elected United States Senator. The entire history of the state of Hawaii is embodied in the life of Dan Inouye.
Governor, was his final message to you instructive in any way? Did he have any thoughts on who or the kind of person he wanted to see?
He especially marked it personal.
Governor, can you put into words just how monumental his impact was to Hawaii after more than 5 centuries?
Well, the question is how monumental is he? He wouldn't. I don't think he would approve of that, being spoken of in that way. And I mean that. It was not false modesty. He and I had a lot of discussions. Not a lot of discussions. We had several discussions when I became a member of the Armed Services Committee, and we discussed issues of life and death. And of course, Senator Inouye was uniquely placed on this earth to be able to speak about such matters in an authoritative way. And he felt very, very strongly that his experience with the 442nd, the whole idea of Americans of Japanese ancestry participating in World War II as they did, including those, by the way, who concluded they could not participate, was all over values and honor. His view, stated not just by me or to me, but stated over and over again, was when he went into the Army, when he left as a teenager to go into the Army after December 7th, 1941, his whole attitude was bring honor to his family, bring honor to whatever he would do in life, to whatever time was going to be allowed him. Don't forget, when he left from here, he never knew whether he'd be coming back or not. And he cited again and again and again the values of Hawaii that were inculcated in him. That's his monument. His monument is that he was a Hawaii boy. And he lived his life as a Hawaii boy. He was a local guy. He understood what go for broke meant. He valued every moment that fate decreed would be allowed him in this life until his last breath. Literally, he lived aloha. His last word was aloha. That's his monument, that he lived aloha.
Our flags are already at half-staff.
Yes.
Have you decided how long, much longer?
No. We're preparing to say goodbye everything else will take place in good time. Thank you very much.